Gabe Padilla, fightbookmma.com. Before we get this started, just want to shout out Mac 10. Thank you for always taking care of me. And I'm here with the decorated veteran, DJ Linderman. Been deep before. He's a warrior of the game, deserves a lot of respect. And I'm honored to talk to you today. DJ, how you doing? Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way.
And it's been great today. Feeling great for this fight. I'm glad I got asked to come in and, represent BKB the way I do.
Man, a warrior, like I said, of the Trigon and a warrior of very many different martial arts. What has this journey been like for you, and what does this fight mean at this point in your life right now? Just because you've been around for a long time and you're definitely respected in the game.
Well, this fight means a lot, BKB bringing me back in to represent them, and every time I go out there and put it all on the line, getting towards it, like people are saying, hey, when you retire and stuff like that, you know, I don't see that anywhere yet in my future. I feel great. I'm competing with the best in the world. Yeah, I got the gray, got the silver streaks. You know, I love.
Looking good, man.
Hey, people look at me and they're like, "Oh, I got this old dude." I was like, "All right, here we go." I was like, "Let's do this." You
I
know,
think it's easy for people to say what they want to say, but from my experience in bare knuckle and in your division, age is just a number. You know, you have that power, you definitely have that experience, and you definitely know what you're doing in there. Braxton Smith is going to be the guy across from you in the Mighty Trigon. If anything, what do you know about him, and what did you? And I know you don't really care about who the matchup is, but when they call you with Braxton Smith, what was it like for you, and how's the preparation been?
when they call me about him, the one thing I knew about him was power. The guy has power, but that's all I see with that guy is power. Like there's no, you know, moving around the cage. He's right there in front of you. Um, he's kind of like the guy that I just fought. The last time. Jamal Woods. He's a pretty stationary guy. He likes to throw that power, but Jamal, he was a veteran of boxing. This guy's not so much. He's come forward and thinks he's gonna rely just on power in this fight, and it's not gonna happen.
As far as power goes, I just like to ask you because you're such a warrior, man. What do you think when you're in that Trigon and you took your opponent deep and it's going your way, but you know anybody who steps in there knows that nothing ever comes easy. So what do you think when you're just in a straight dog fight, man? Because you like I said, you're a warrior, you're a dog. What goes through your mind when you are in there?
Oh, everything is right then and there. I don't think about anything outside of the cage. Um, as soon as that ref says, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" Um, my sights narrow in. All I hear, I don't even hear the crowd anymore. I hear my corner's voice tell me what to do from day one. And going on there, I'm not worried about power with him. Just just him being in there, it's just another guy, another day. You know.
Another day in the office, as they say.
Yeah.
How is life for you outside of the Trigon, outside of the ring, outside of the cage? What are DJ's days like these days? And I know you're a family man due to Instagram lets us in on a lot of your guys' lives and tells us your story too. But what's life outside for the Warrior DJ these days?
It's raising kids. I got three girls, man. That's where this comes from. I got a 12-year-old, 17-year-old, and a 21-year-old. And they're all spread out now. I got my oldest is out there in Alabama. Got my other two here, and that's my day. That's my days. That's what I look forward to every day. Um, my youngest, she's all about the sports. She's in basketball, softball, football. Friggin' I'm pushing her as much as I can. Uh, she does karate. I've been trying to get her into boxing. She don't want to do that. She's like, she doesn't like hurting people. I was like, you ain't like your dad.
That's kind of my next question is, having three girls, what do they tell you before and after a fight? And How was that experience for them? Do they go to your fights, and what's that kind of been juggling the family, at a fight? And it's a scary thing, to some family members for sure, So how has it been juggling that with three daughters?
It's been a little different. Some of them have that worrisome. Some don't. They're like, "You got this, Dad." They ain't worried about it. They see me go through fights. They see me in my highs, see me in my lows. They've been there. When I've won big fights, they've seen me get knocked out. Um, my oldest, she's 21 now, but when she was 7 years old, she watched me get knocked out by Anthony Rumble Johnson. And first thing I get from her was a phone call while I'm getting a CT scan. She goes, Dad, are you okay? And I said, Yeah, baby, I'm fine. I was just sleeping. She goes, Dad, what were you doing sleeping? You're supposed to be fighting. Uh,
Right, right, right. That's awesome, man. I know for me, kids give us a lot of motivation to do what we do, and I'm sure that's the same in your life, so that's a beautiful thing to have, your family involved and to be able to be a good role model and show, your kids that, life's like a fight, never stop fighting, keep going. And you mentioned names like Anthony Rumble Johnson, there's names like Tanner Bozer, Josh Copeland, Braxton Smith, you got a lot of former high caliber UFC guys that have been in the, Bellator, PFL. What does it mean to have such a decorated career when you look back on some of your most favorable moments? What does that mean to you?
it means a whole lot, man. It means I didn't do all this for nothing. The legacy I'm gonna leave behind is bigger than it all. Especially to my kids, like that's huge. Um, you know, a lot of people ask me around here, just like people know me here, people know me there, talking to me, pulling me out of the store and stuff like that. And I just it keeps me humbled. Actually, I'm this small town. I'm big in a small town. Uh, I love it. Like my ending with BKB like this. This is gonna be my legacy right here. My last four. This is like four fights that are just gonna take me to the top.
BKB, the best in the business. I've had personal experiences with them. Love every one of them, every part of the brass. Love all the fighters. Just kind of fill us in on your BKB run, man. How's that been for you? And what does this promotion mean to you now that you're leaving your legacy, with BKB? Hope to see you in there a couple more times. Like you said, we don't want to get rid of DJ, man. You definitely bring the fight. You're very entertaining. So, what does the promotion mean to you at this point too? Where you're at, and how's the relationship and how's everything going with that?
Oh, the relationship with BKB is great, man. You know, I wish I was, in there a whole lot more than I was or I am. But our relationship is great, man. They call me up when they have the opportunity for me, and I'm always hounding them. But they keep it straight with me, like, hey, we got our opportunity coming up. Here you go. But them building me up has been great. Like and putting big fights in front of me, like that's been the great thing. Not starting me from the bottom. They bring me straight in. I had Josh Burns, then right to Tony Lopez for the title, and winning against guys like that have legacies the way they do, that means the world to me. Like I don't want to go out there fighting nobody. I want the best in the world, and BKB has brought it.
We'll edit this out. A little bit of technical difficulties.
Oh, it
Uh,
was my daughter. She called in, and I was like,
Hey,
I'm
hey,
like,
family
I'm like,
comes first.
man.
Family comes first. So there's no problem with that there, man. So I'm a new father myself, so I definitely can relate to that. So family comes first, so no worries, man. But to kind of get back where we were at, I think I just kind of had a couple more questions from myself. I've seen you in press conferences, call your fighter out, tell them what you're gonna do, and you definitely done it. How do you implement that mindset over the years and just have that war spirit in you and not only have the balls to do that, but to go in there and execute and get a win?
It's been like that with my coach from day one. He's if you're gonna do something, you don't just say you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You know, it's I go out there. I watch the videos. I see what I'm gonna do. You guys ask what I'm gonna do. I tell you, and then I go out there and I do it. It's it's the best feeling in the world when you say you're going to do something, you could do it. So when I can show my kids the same thing, that they see it as an amazing thing, they do it themselves.
One more for me, to kind of just backtrack and kind of go off of what we had kind of talked about. I know you said that you got a few left in you. I'm not expecting anything less than another viral moment this weekend or this next couple BKB 52, excuse me, Foxwoods, March 28th. So in a couple of weeks. Not looking past Mr. Smith, but what can we expect and how soon on your timeline, if things go right, as far as getting another call when you want, what could we expect from Linderman? I don't want to say necessarily on the way out, but on your legacy run, we'll call it.
You know, before I leave this sport, I want to double champ it. I want to be heavyweight and I want to be the bridgerweight champ. And I have no problem making that weight. I've never had in my career. I've dropped down to 205, 190. I've bounced all over the place. But that's one of the things on my legacy is to end this sport as a double champ. Um, Ike took me to a place nobody's ever took me to, when I fought Ike, and he took the title. So I'm looking to get that title back and be back better than ever.
You mentioned Ike Villanueva, another legend of the game, respectable guy. I'm sure you saw his last fight over the pond. Is that something that we could hope to see, and maybe you may push the promotion, as far as the dominoes falling your way, the next couple of weeks, because that would be an awesome, awesome fight for
Oh,
us to see.
it would definitely be. It's got to be in my top two fights that I want. Like I I love Ike. He's a great fighter, great guy overall. Like we sat there talked after our last fight, talks about our kids, our daughters, all this stuff. But the man is a athlete, a fucking professional as it is, and he is one man I want to fight again and to get that back. I think we'll put on one of the best fights BKB has ever seen.
I would definitely look forward to that and take my money because I'd even probably have to be live for that fight. Looking to make it out to a couple of BKB fights this year. I've been in Mexico City on some business, man. So just want to say thank you guys, fighters like you, putting on shows, keeping us entertained, and just guys like me. Have nothing but respect for warriors like you because you show people, like you say what you do and you do it, and you're definitely a warrior and a respectable a dude in and outside of the ring. So thank you for that. Thank you for your time. With that being said, do you have any final messages on the way out or any type of shout outs you may want to leave here?
I just want to thank my hometown. They've been on my back. The whole 20 years. I'm 20 years into it right now, and it's been great all the way through. My family's had my back this whole time. My head coach, Tommy Davis, my training partners like Bo Hamilton. Those are the guys that got me ready for the last 20 years, and I owe it all to them.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. DJ Linderman. We look forward to seeing you again, BKB 52, March 28th at Foxwoods. Where can we find you online?
You can find me at Donald Linderman on Facebook, DJ Linderman on Instagram, Twitter, the Protege. Um, any of those, hit me up. I message back. I ain't one of those guys out there you send a message you don't get nothing back from. So
I'm living proof. Got back to me right away. We set something up. So again, I just have to thank you for your time. Again, Gabriel Padilla, fightbookmma.com. You can catch me on Instagram at Gabriel Padilla Booking. And again, shout out my good friends Mac 10. They always take care of me. And DJ, I'm not sure if you drink or not, but one of these days after a BKB fight, I'd love to buy you a beer. And we could definitely
I don't.
maybe a couple beers, if not dinner or a soda. But I
Oh yeah,
love to have
fight,
some dinner with you, man.
yeah, fight night would be great, man. I never drink during my fight camps, and people are just like, "Oh man," I was like, "Yep, no drinking during my camps." So
So I guess it's safe to say that there's no green beer today on St. Patrick's Day.
no, no.
All right, my friend, I'm gonna let you go. It was an honor to meet you and talk to you. And just thank you for your time. And we look forward to March 28th. Stay safe, safe travels, and we will talk soon.